What's that? Can you hear it? Is that the beating of dragon wings in the sky overhead? Or is it just a helicopter? Because it could have been that, because I have a lot of those in my neighborhood. Welcome, everyone, to Here Be Dragons, where there could be helicopters or dragons or anything else. My name's Philip, and I'm the my name's Philip, and I'm the Dragon Master. I'm going to take that one again. Ready? Take two. My name's Philip, and I'm the Dragon Master. And I am joined by several wonderful players. Say, or rather, roar, hello, players.
Hello, players. Hello, players.
And hello, viewers. Or that is, fire bad. That's from an old SNL sketch. Boy,
Fire
Phil Hartman
indeed.
was funny, huh?
Really was.
How's everyone doing tonight?
That's fine until you brought up the fact that Phil Hartman's dead.
I said he was funny.
Too soon, Phil.
Yeah, he
too soon.
was funny.
Oh wow, the past tense. I mean, let me say someone who's currently alive who only was. I now see what you're saying, because most living people, I would say they are funny, not they were funny.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into a list.
Well, I
of
guess Jerry
people who-
Seinfeld was funny.
Oh,
Was he? Was he? I've gotten into some arguments with people when I was sort of like about 10 years ago, kind of expressing that expressing an opinion that Seinfeld that Seinfeld is very dated to me. Like Seinfeld is like, it's very much of its time. It doesn't have it doesn't kind of like, and people really didn't like when I said that.
How about Jay Leno? Was he ever funny?
You know,
I mean, his stand-up was good, right?
I think some of his like earlier or kind of like 80s
Like-
stand-up,
like
he was
stand
pretty,
up,
yeah.
I think.
before he.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a thing. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, pre-Tonight Show,
It's
I
a
think he
thing.
might have had a little more edge.
I
or
saw his
perspective.
name up on Flappers.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
I was
he-
driving them. It's like, why?
He
did
always, he loves the fact that he loves to call himself a working comedian.
Isn't
Yeah.
it that isn't the deal that he has never touched any of his Tonight Show money? It was all the money that he would continue making from stand-up. Wasn't that his
Something like
claim?
that.
Some weird thing?
That
He
can't
drives
be
up
true.
and down Vineland, which turns into Sunland because his car garage is up there.
He has a
So
bunch of
it would make sense
cars.
that he would
Oh,
do Flappers.
bajillion.
because
Yeah.
He would probably go get a car, swing by Flappers, do his little set. So
Welcome,
we
Yeah.
see him on in one of
Yeah.
his cars all the time.
well,
driving up and down.
welcome everyone to the first episode of Taking Down Leno. Where we're
Are we
here
gonna
to-
get that mofo?
We're just
Are we
here
gonna
to
get him?
we're just here to finally say everything about Jay Leno that no one's ever had the courage
Are
to
we
say.
just upset that he wasn't funny on the Tonight Show? Is that why we're mad
Retired.
at him?
Yeah,
We're
people
tired.
people never mock Jay Leno. They never do it, but we're finally here. to
The
stand up.
world is just
the-
so sycophantic when it comes to Jay Leno. No one has ever said a bad word about him,
You
or
know
his
what?
many cars, or his hundreds of millions of
I
dollars.
am here to say something that no one in comedy has ever said, okay?
Go on.
I think David Letterman is real. I think David Letterman is very influential and important. I think David Letterman really broke new ground.
That's it. We're done.
Yeah.
What
I
other
know.
hot
We
takes
can't
do you have,
continue with
Philip?
Hot
this
takes,
stuff.
everyone. Oh my god.
Thank you. It's been a good run on this show. I feel like Philip went out and decided that was a weird way to crater it, but here we go.
Well, speaking of cratering it, let's talk about last episode. Our dragons managed, thanks to a sort of crossover with another game on this channel, known to some, unbeknownst to others.
Yeah.
Our dragons, well, first of all, Elon and Shishu kind of had it out and discussed sort of their issues. Tongart tried to serve as a mediator, I feel like. Also, just for the record, it is totally fine. I'm just doing it how I've had it in the thing. So many 3 out of 4 names have shifted of you all from what they were when you started and how I've been writing them in the recaps. XigXag, your name has been the same. Over time, Shishu became Camel Case in the way that Anna puts it up here. It used in your earlier ones, it was just Shishu where the second S was lowercase. So the second S became Camel Case over time. Tongart, you were for the first 40 or 50 sessions of this THAN.
No, that's just me typing it wrong every week on my character sheet. With THN.
Oh my God, that
Wait.
is so
So,
angry.
you typed it wrong here.
I've typed it wrong.
Not intentionally.
consistently
I thought you
over
just
and over.
changed the spelling, which is fine.
Nope.
Because fantasy
Over
things.
and over again.
And
Spelled
then
wrong.
Elon Buteros, your comedy was less sort of precise because it was ELAN.
Oh,
For the longest time.
That's
No, you gotta, now it's more
fine.
real.
I am not
that's
telling
right.
anyone to change it back for anything.
No,
I'm
no.
just saying it's funny because
No,
I've noticed that
was-
over various
Teacher
sessions. It's like
spoke.
there's been
We've been shamed, and we have corrected our ways.
This wasn't a correction. This was an observation because language is fluid. In any event,
I just got 2 years in Tongart Lasso. I just got it. I just literally got it because I had no idea until we spoke last week who your character was based off of.
Are you kidding me?
I
wow.
had no.
I don't get it.
I thought you were
I
just
still
doing.
don't know.
Yeah, don't.
You
it's,
don't?
It's just.
it's this is why we were going
I
at
drink
it.
out of
It's-
this mug every week.
Yeah,
Yeah, what? Who? What? Hold on.
that's the mug uses.
Let me ping
It's a
you.
Ted Lasso mug I drink out of every.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tongart
Wait.
Lasso.
I thought you were based on Ted Turner. Oh, damn. Sorry.
This is awkward.
I'm doing hostile takeovers in the background, Philip. They don't know about it yet.
But are you still really into classic movies?
yeah, absolutely.
Because there's that guy's. There's some problems with that guy, but he did really like those classic
He
movies.
did really like them and wanted to make sure they had a home.
He built a cool thing for them.
Yes,
all
it's
right.
true.
It still exists, too.
Does.
He's
Turner
a young
Classic
man.
Movies is hung around.
Zaslav's best efforts have not quite gotten rid of it, but it will soon. Don't worry.
Yeah. There's
Tonight,
nothing
speaking
There's
of
a
Jay
lot of
Leno,
inside
right?
baseball here at the top.
speaking of Jay Leno, Tonight Show's going to 4 nights a week. I don't know if you saw that. That's kind of that's
Oh.
yeah, that was the everything else had cut down to only Monday through Thursday, but now the Tonight Show. Honestly, it's been on since the
I thought
50s.
Tonight Show was Monday through Thursday.
No, Tonight Show still had Friday. They would do the thing that everyone's been doing since like the 80s or 90s where they record 2 on Thursday so they can have the long weekend.
Oh.
But I think NBC is really cutting costs
I
because
think I would know that because I was the promo voice of that show for a year.
there you go. But I feel
But I had Fridays off, so
There-
I
hey?
guess we did everything Thursday.
There you see. That's
Nice.
the bigger one. We're really talking late night TV here again. They got rid of Seth Meyers' band. I'm really bummed about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they got rid of the
Wait,
live band.
wait, so what? He's
Isn't
just
that
got.
Fred Armisen?
They had like his last thing with the band, and they did like a big concert, and clearly like everyone on the show was very bummed out about that. But I think it's just NBC's like, we can't afford like you're lucky we're still letting you put this show on TV. Seems to be their attitude. They're just cutting costs on, and it's them and CBS, and like they're all doing, they're all.
I think
It's
that's probably not true, but sure.
Oh no, I'm not saying it's true. That's the
No, I know
NBC
what they're
attitude
saying.
of. Yeah.
This is the
NBC
whole
Why do you
like,
have to be
oh
a
my god,
mouthpiece for
Funny.
NBC?
yeah,
Philip?
Jesus,
Yeah.
Philip.
Listen, guys,
NBC
all I'm
said
saying,
attacking-
to say funny,
attacking
so I
Leno.
work for NBC.
what
Siding
you
with
guys
the
don't
studios.
understand about NBC, Universal, Discovery, Warner Plus, is
Peacock
that
Metro
Comcast.
Golden Mine.
Peacock Cast.
Plus.
Welcome to Cockcast.
Bravo.
Where what you guys don't understand is that it's Netflix's fault. They really messed this up, okay? So it's not our problem. Coincidentally, we're not gonna have local news anymore. Okay, cool. Yeah. In any event, we're still in the recap.
We haven't started the recap.
Shishu? No, I did. I was describing
No,
Tongart was acting as a. I gave
Oh, that's
half
true.
a second.
That's
I
true.
did. We had started
That's
it.
true. I
Tongart
apologize.
was acting as was attempting to act as
My
a sort
mind
of.
is blown. I had no idea what the Lasso thing.
Yeah. There you go.
Wow. Okay, I thought you all figured because
Yeah.
it took
Major revelations.
Dead like 2 months. I sort of quoted one of the lines to
Years.
him.
Yeah, you said
Yes.
you said I appreciate you, and he
I
got
just
it.
was like, oh, this is such
Yeah.
a strong character.
I said
I
when
love
he
this.
was
I
trying to
love-
when he
I
was
know.
trying when he was
I
trying
was
to
like,
negotiate with the when he was trying to negotiate with I think the hags after like this night.
That's what it was. Yeah.
I appreciate you. I appreciate Buku, but now is not the time. Which is like a moment from like the first
Yes.
season.
Don't remember.
That's when Jed went, "Oh, I get this. I cannot believe the rest." Oh, okay.
No, you guys were
Fun.
just like,
Yeah.
what
no.
a well-rounded
I'm
character
not
who
creative
feels.
or smart. I'm just cribbing.
Okay, well, when you guys watch all 10 seasons of Vanderpump Rules, then we'll talk.
I don't think we're gonna talk.
Aaron explained your character to me.
Probably will not happen.
I haven't watched all of that, but Aaron explained your character to me, so I appreciate what you're doing.
You're just a genius to me. So.
Well, I'm really smart because I have seen Ted Lasso and didn't know that that's the character that you were doing.
It just shows how bad my accent is.
But now in retrospect, no, it makes perfect
Now
sense.
in retrospect, it is all.
He's got a backpack and apples all the time.
all coalesced.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
What did you say, Philip?
He's always has a backpack and apples. It's been his vibe all the time.
The pastries!
You mother scratcher.
Oh, God!
Yeah.
I don't believe it!
Some wild stuff.
Oh, wow.
So, we are I'll be honest. Part of the reason I haven't been trying to get us back on track is I do believe we will have a 5th dragon tonight. So I'm kind of vamping a little, but I know he's very busy right now, so yeah. So it's all good. But in any event, in our recap,
I can't believe it.
As we continue, yes, the Buteros kind of had it out. Tongart tried to mediate that argument. It ultimately led to Shishu just saying, "You were right all along. I'm so sorry," and Elon really accepting that with about as much grace as we would expect him to.
That's what you need to hear.
It's like finally Shishu's come to her senses. From there, the dragons decided to go and rest in Hecatiline's hoard, because they were just shadows anyway, so it's not like they can really take any gold. And though they still might want to steal from her hoard, none of them were like burning to do so any longer, unless they so chose to. They did, however, notice that the vibe in there felt a little grim, and they noticed that empty case at the top.
Yeah, I
We're
didn't
like,
love it.
ooh, it feels, this dreaming Hecatiline dragon, this dragon dreaming in death, she seems kind of unhappy. So Elon very cleverly cast his sort of shadow by standing it kind of around some of the glowing crystals, got his shadow to be sort of cast into that little shrine where he put his shadow into that strange substance, and sure enough contacted not Hecatiline, who seemed to be in some kind of very misty storm of unpleasant dream, but instead he contacted Henry Lovestone, who we know, who viewers of the channel will know from our Monday game, the Dreamlands, who kind of is monitoring things in the Witch World cluster, because he recently sent a team to do stuff there. After chatting with Elon, a deal was struck in which Henry would restore the dragons in exchange for the penumbra of Iador being captured into a couple of small sort of magical crystals he gave them, basically in the hopes that they would face whichever of Iador's 4 shadows held this penumbra and try to steal it, in addition to simply defeating the shadow. However, Henry has little leverage here, as he had already given them back their forms, so they don't really have to do anything. But he sort of figured, I think he even said he'd rather get something out of a mission you're probably already doing than trying to give you another mission that you might not do at all. He also gave them when Elon just decided, like, let's sweeten this deal. You've already given us what we want, and we have no obligation to do that. You have no way of enforcing that we'll do what you'll do after that. But can we please have an item? Because everyone always gives us a fun toy. We get a treat. And Henry, we rolled an item, and it was kind of the perfect thing to give you, although Henry did tell you what it did rather than just let Shishu wear it and go wild. He gave you the Crown of the Forest, an item that makes you automatically fail intelligence saving throws to determine if something is an illusion. And in a place like this, Shishu put it on, and suddenly the kind of illusory charms and enchantments on everything became so much more vivid. And Shishu began to sort of have a real fun trip. That mural became a window to a place you've been, where you trained with Ovisoria on the Altitude's Outlook. So very many sessions ago. So with that, Henry took his leave, and the dragons did settle in for a long rest.
How much power?
Well, I am going to request that you guys are I assume will anyone be taking watches? Go ahead and roll your luck first of all. Go ahead and do your 4d8 for your luck. Yeah. Oh, there you go. You can roll your 4d8.
I have a pair.
4 luck for the evening. Very good.
Also a pair.
4 luck for the evening. We love it. We love to hear it. We love to hear it. Ooh. I'm burning a selenite.
Pair.
2 pair.
Ooh.
No,
So I
one.
1 pair. Then 4 dice for the night. Very good. Galanor and Saber, from what you were saying earlier, I always loved Conan. It was very fun stuff.
Yeah.
Some of the older David Letterman stuff is pretty mind blowing, but it is like it
When he was young.
yeah, like when he's young, like when he was on the Late Show in the 80s.
He's so
like,
mean,
Yeah,
though,
it's
isn't he?
so
Crazy stuff.
crazy and so mean, but it also it's very anti-comedy sometimes. So like it isn't like Conan was being as irreverent and bizarre, but it kind of was, but still going for the joke. And Letterman
It's still
sometimes
silly.
in a very interesting way is just not even going for the joke. It's just this is so strange that this is on television. But,
Yeah, like mashing the hot dogs.
I think what's happened, Philip, is we just need more cocaine in our entertainment again. I think that's really what the problem is.
There's never been cocaine in entertainment. Elon, did you roll your luck? Pair of eights. So everyone has 4 for the night. Well done.
Hey.
So, do you want to take rests?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
watches for this rest?
No.
Do you guys just want to all sleep?
No, I
Just
can.
I don't want to. I don't want to watch.
I'm topped up on power, so.
Well, in this case, I will say, given how much has been happening of this, like you guys, even though you have power, you probably do need to.
I'll say that I'll. Make
You'll
you
take a shift.
Yeah, I think I'll start.
Okay, perfect.
Well,
Then
everyone's-
Tongart, if you would give me, I'm going to be rolling. I saw Jed today because he was dropping off. I guess I don't know if I'm supposed to be. Jed had some of the stuff and dropped this off. This is just a fun little giant D20 in a magnetic thing that I'm going to be rolling. But he's not here to see. He said they don't roll. He said they don't always roll great, but we'll see how it goes. I'm just rolling this to see something. But Pierce, go ahead and do a good old look roll as you do your watch.
That would be a pair of weapon.
Pair of weapon. With a pair of weapon, you keep sort of alert eyes specifically for threats. Everyone regain 8 power. Tongart, you're obviously fine. But after 8 hours, I'm assuming, like, you guys probably want to. Dragons can also sleep longer than many beings. I'm assuming you guys are looking for like a 24-hour sleep cycle here, maybe.
Yep.
Ooh,
Like,
yeah. I
A
mean,
nice big thing.
could
Okay,
really-
yeah. So we're gonna do 8-hour rest shifts here. So Tongart, you did a good 8 hours. No one came. Nothing was wrong.
Okay.
You were pretty confident in that. Your shift passes without time. Are you going to awaken another dragon? I will, because he's not here. I will do one for if the rest of you. I know Elon is declining, but like if nobody else wants to rest, I can do one for Buku.
I want to rest.
Shishu wants to just rest the whole time. The Buteros shockingly are just going to rest the whole time.
Yeah, I was actually thinking I would try to wake up Buku.
Okay.
And I think I'll just, before I lay down, it's only for an hour, but I'll just go ahead and spend 20 power to put a ward of protection on everyone who's sleeping.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Well, and Buku, I guess.
That you mean it only lasts for 1 hour?
Yeah, like
Cool. Well, if I roll something crazy here, I'm also gonna do because none of you were the player. I'm gonna roll this one first because this is the D20 that. If you guys know how it works and a lot of stuff, what you do is you roll a d20 to see if anything comes upon you while you're sleeping.
Do I have anything in my vest of useful items that could protect us?
Ooh, you do have your vest of useful items. Go ahead if you want to. I can't remember if the robe of useful items, which is what it's just vest of useful items.
I just in my mind now think I would love a magic item that's a vest of, like a thing of useful items, but it's just all like Ron Popeil inventions.
Oh, that's pretty fun.
All it would pull out.
You,
It's a
I
pasta
think you
maker.
do.
Chicken rotisserie.
Oh no, you know what? I'm gonna use something that I did for an off-stream game that Vanda played in, where they had something called the Ring of Useful Items, because that was the Ring of Items. That was you didn't always know what you'd get out of it, so you would just pull something. It would be a thing. So if you would actually roll a D100, we'll see what you got out of that Shishu, out of your robe
Oh,
or
hold
out of your
on.
vest. Yeah,
Let me fetch
D Hondo.
2 D10s. Una
D10s.
memento.
I love it.
Oh, this is so exciting. Oh, 50 on the nose.
50 on the nose. Shishu.
Wait, I'm gonna help. I'm gonna be helping.
Shishu, as you sort of pull like a patch off the vest and throw it forward, a wagon appears. Like a full wagon that bipeds use, you know. Honestly, this would have been a great thing to have had when you guys were hauling all of the golden water.
Mm.
Oh,
For-
for ski people?
Yeah, earthy people. Yeah, earthy
For
dragons.
dirty earth people?
Dirty earth people, that's the one.
Dirty Earth Dragons.
You're welcome. And I go to bed.
So there you go. Well, you had that wagon to help. Okay. I actually rolled for Buku, and guess what? There was no encounter. I rolled a 13, but that isn't the number that gives you an encounter. That's just a fun number for my life. So, Buku would probably awaken XigXag for that last 8-hour shift. And XigXag, you can decline. You can just leave, because Buku will even probably say, like, things have been pretty calm, so I think we're
So we got another 8 back.
You get another 8 power back, yes.
Yeah, I think XigXag like opens her eyes and then closes them again.
Understood. So, this last one will be rolling on its own. Okay. So, after a full 24 hours, Elan and Shishu, you awaken, refreshed.
Did I
XigXag,
get 24 power back?
you recover 24 total power from where you were. Yeah. There you go. You guys took a full day.
I really needed this. I was very stressed.
Still just barely over half
It's
power.
called self-care, you guys. We have to
See,
start to incorporate more self-care.
It is, and here's the thing. To me, I'm interested in that because this kind of makes it be a world where, like the more powerful you are, if you expend all the way, it takes longer for you to get all the way back up to power. I think that's kind of interesting. Like, if you're like a low-level character, whatever, I went as hard as I could yesterday, I can do that again tomorrow. But if you're a strong character and you win as hard as you can, come on. Yeah. So, in any event, the good news, not for me and interest, but for you as characters are, you have slept, nothing has harmed you here, and
That's a first.
you are very hungry,
Oh.
but, you know, you're no longer exhausted. You probably wake up hungry, ready to kind of, you know, get on with something or another. To remind you, you are in Wyrmloth, but you are in this hidden area of Wyrmloth that is accessible only through the Feywild or that teleportation circle.
Right.
Or, you know, for your party, you can direct Buku to take you to any of several places that you've been without any issue across the universe. So there you go.
Where was the food best?
Where was the food? What?
Best.
Or where was
Ooh.
the food
Like,
best?
what is
Well,
the
I think
best
that we-
place to go for breakfast?
Oh, and we're back. We're no longer shadows. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, you're not shadows, so you're basically, and I suppose I'll also just, a thing that is perhaps in your head, so you did sleep for 24 hours, you may be a little groggy, but the situation is this. The whole reason you went to speak to the Umbral Queen and got into the trouble there with Elan and then wound up being banished to the first shadow, which is sort of where you wanted to go in the first place, was because you were sent by the dragons of the Cave of the Haven to see if you could deduce the location or identity.
Oh, we should go back to them. Maybe they should have some good.
Wait, hold on.
too.
What is it? Identity of who?
The identity of Iador's fourth shadow, which you learned. You had already known there was a
ghost.
Yes, there is basically. So you know that there is, or to put it into creature type terms, you knew there was a dragon, a giant, a humanoid, and an undead. And it seems like this is kind of the creepiest, sneakiest one. In essence, Iador made himself immortal by making part of himself dead, so that you would have to venture into the underworld, into the land of the souls. You know, this is not a ghost haunting somewhere. This is like you have to go into the world of the dead to destroy that last one.
I mean, do we have to? I guess we do.
Yes.
All right.
The Iador thing? I mean, we spent a little bit of time committing to that course of action.
I just like to keep my options open, you know.
I mean, we got
just-
this other thing we got to go do. I mean, we just sort of made a deal, right? So that's
Yeah.
like a
We
Yeah,
did.
but that's
Willing
that
and
was
dealing.
with Iador.
But that deal is sort of
is
part
there
of
anything-
what we're doing, right?
Sorry, Philip.
Yeah, please. I know. It's fine. Go for it.
I'm really sorry. Is there anything that looks really interesting in this horde now that I am corporeal?
Yes. Well, let's see here. This horde has... Sorry, I'm gonna have to go... I'm sorry, I just have to go back to session 3 real quick.
And if I could, I'd like to transmute the value of this thing before I take it to make it worthless.
Ooh. Interesting. Okay,
I just
Elon.
really, I'm like, it's been a really long time since I've had a hit in the horde, and I just really.
So, Elon, I think you would remember enough, and I am not telling you not to do this, but I feel like Elon would you had the direct experience of this. Everything in this horde is still cursed by Iador, so if you take this, shadows will come for you. So, you're welcome to do it, but also shadows are going to come for you anyway. What? Who cares?
I mean,
Give me a calculate, Elon. Just let's see you
Okay.
look over this and kind of. And are you looking for the most valuable thing, or are you looking for the most interesting thing?
I want to just go with the thing that I like. I want to. I'm following my heart in this, so.
Okay, understood.
Got to. I am not a smart dragon.
Understood. Well, as evidenced by this thing you're attempting, that's absolutely.
Nope, nothing.
Then roll a d. Roll a d8.
I can do that.
Yeah, that you'll have handy.
4.
Interesting. There is a beautiful gem-encrusted kind of a set. Like they're sort of, it's kind of on a tray, and it is a pitcher, a decanter, and a goblet. They are a matching set on a tray. They are very much, they clearly go together, and I think, Elon, just based on how much time you've spent there, you can tell that there is some clear, like, fey artistry, fairy artwork going on here, which Hecatoline was obviously very connected to.
Right. But everything's cursed. I remember. You know what? I'm gonna pass, because the thing about like food utensils is it reminds me that you have to eat, and that's kind of gross because it's something that you have to do. Because food is fuel, so I think I'm gonna skip it.
I love the
It's
idea that the day is saved.
It's the way
by
of
Elon.
fasting.
Like not wanting to venerate ritualistic consumption. That is, I would say, Elon, your insight into the matter is actually very high. This definitely was something that was used for a,
It's too much. No, it's
the
gross.
only purpose. And you're like,
That's
no.
gross. That's gross. That's gross.
I have a
No,
question.
never invest in a restaurant. Okay, it's a waste of money.
Actually,
true.
that's Elon's not really wrong about that. Yes, XigXag.
I wonder, I still have that crystal. What does it look like in 3D?
Oh, you have the crystal that was given to you down in the first shadow.
That we stole from that poor guy in there.
That crystal in 3 dimensions would... Yeah, that crystal is basically going to function as a drift globe, if you know what that is. It has a lot more power down in the shadow world. Up here, it's kind of... what was special about that was that it was a light source against this stuff. I will say that what that crystal does up here, I believe a drift globe is 60-30. Basically, a drift globe is just an item you can use to send. It's like a light bulb. But I will say it will have the additional property that if you activate it, it will get past magical darkness, which is something most light spells don't do. So this will. Oh no! Actually, wait. No, the light spell doesn't. But does daylight get rid of magical darkness? No, it doesn't. Okay, fine. Oh yes, it is. Yes. So in other words, yes. It's basically this is a drift globe. It doesn't. You can't make it rise and float on its own, but basically it will give you bright light in a large area.
Okay.
And it can go through magical darkness, which is nice. However, it does look kind of like it looks sort of like kind of almost fake and simplistic, even though you can tell it's real. Like the cleavage of it feels like a little too sharp. The sides of it is kind of this kind of milky white glow, and it feels like a 1 or 2 dimensional object that suddenly like when you go to like Toontown at Disneyland and there's like everything feels it's that kind of fun vibe. Yeah. But there you go. So you can mark that in your inventory, and you can, if you ever come into magical darkness, that will cut through it. So to go back over the stuff, yes. So you know that Iador has 4 shadows. You know now what the 4 are. The Cave of the Haven Dragons. They think they might know the location of some. You also know that one of those 4 shadows has something called a penumbra, and Henry suggested you could pay him back by finding the one with that, battling that dragon, or battling that shadow, getting that penumbra for him. So you certainly XigXag, as I think you were saying before Elon looked at and decided not to take a food-based treasure. You certainly could return to the Cave of the Haven. They did give you a meal of some sort. They are sort of in hiding, so it's probably not the finest food you had, but it is definitely for dragons and was a hearty meal.
And we should go there and tell them what we found out anyway, right?
Could make sense.
Yeah, I mean, that seems like the most pertinent thing. And then we can sort of figure out our next course of action, how we're gonna trap this penumbra, what have you.
Yeah, I wonder if those dragons would know if any of the shadows have penumbra. I mean, because they know who the shadows are. Isn't a penumbra something that you can see or sense?
You don't know yet, but they might. They certainly might. I mean, they've been studying it for long enough, my god. They'd better.
Hate studying.
All right. Well, if there are no objections to returning to the Cave of the Haven, seems XigXag said something logical, and since no one has immediately derailed it, perhaps we will. Perhaps we'll say that
it had to happen one time.
Exactly.
In 64 sessions.
Since Lord Buku is not here to put up a counterpoint himself, I will roll on his behalf. His Jesus. He gets 10 D8 every time he does this, and he gets to change one after the fact. So let's have him try to get y'all there without any issues. Wow, okay. All right, friends. You can have a 3rd degree success in artwork, gemstone, or weapon. Which would you like?
What are we rolling for?
This is Lord Buku activating the thing to take you back to the Cave of the Haven.
Gemstone, weapon, or what?
Artwork, gemstone, or weapon.
I would say either gemstone for brilliance
Okay.
or weapon for power, strength.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think gemstone.
Gemstone. I think
Yeah, let's go with
gemstone. Also,
gemstone,
harmony is a good one. Kind of like harmony
Yeah.
means you're going kind of
And
it's all working
obsession kind of fits with it too, because
Yeah.
everybody here is obsessed.
well. I think that probably works as well. All right. So, as you are returned to the cave of the Haven, you all you will sort of go. If you recall, that is on the elemental plane of Earth, on the plate of 1,000 strikes. When you last went here, you sort of like had to go through a very long kind of like weird passage through it, led by Zamoth. But this time, thanks to the gemstone success, Lord Buku is able to sort of, as you sort of emerge on the far end of the plate of 1,000 strikes, this kind of wild, shifting tectonic plate with these rumbles that cause thunder and lightning to explode out in this elemental, shifting tectonic. The demonstration that stone is not static after all, if you have the right perspective. You now find that you are at the entrance to this tunnel, scaled massively, and Pierce, can you roll a d4 for me?
E4.
Let's see which of those. Let's see which of our friendly Cave of the Haven dragons will come and meet you this time. That's from back in session 57, which isn't really that long ago, all told, but we had a big break.
Ago.
Well, we had a hiatus. So, yeah.
Oh, sure. 1.
A 1. Wonderful. 1 is up. It's kind of, you know what? Just bring in the, yeah. So, sort of Orgianthrar, who, if you recall, is this, massive gold great worm. He's from Iquavino, which is that place that was all sort of like created by poets and stuff. And I think he was one of the dragons. You were like, so you were from a place where like the bipeds were in charge. What the hell is that about? No, he was the one where I'm so sorry, that was wrong. Iquavino was the one where the gargoyles were in charge. I don't know
right.
if any of this is coming back to me, but you guys were like, there's a gargoyle council? What are you talking about? So in any event, as he kind of sort of sees that you've arrived, he'll kind of, swoop back over and say, you have returned.
Yes. Hey, do you have some food? I'm starving.
Yes, we can. Of course, come, please. You've been gone a few days, so,
I don't think we have eaten in a few days.
Very well, yes. Friends, the young dragons have returned with, hopefully, information.
Yes. I have information.
This way. And he'll kind of, swoop over, and sure enough, you guys can go. And it though it is not, I think as we described this last time, it's not like specifically Wyrmlothian, but it is recognizable because it is, perches for dragons to eat together in the way that, a table would have been, or a feast would have been had in a Wyrmlothian home. So he lands, and then Lakessa, the ancient white dragon of Aiul,
right.
She appears. Zamoth, the dragon lady, the silver great worm of Jopi, she's the one who first met you, and she'll also sort of land and say, "Oh, it is good to see you all again. I was wondering if things had not gone so well. Divination's cast indicated there was some trouble in the court of the Umbral Queen." Oh, she was muted, sorry.
A little bit.
I feel great.
Oh, I'm so glad to
Sorry
hear
you
it.
couldn't hear me the first time. I'm trying to be more assertive.
An excellent thing to do.
Yeah. We always have sort of difficult negotiations with the Umbral Court, but mission accomplished.
Oh, wonderful. And Odra says, yes, bring food. And sort of, kind of the other dragons there, kind of a bunch of food is being brought to you guys. And it's just, it's perhaps not the fanciest stuff you've ever had, but it's very, like, dragon friendly, just, and in dragon amounts. And at dragon volumes. Hygareth the Red Claw, that ancient red dragon of Volcrum, she kind of swoops down. This is the one Elon who your sword was saying, like, this person is really cool, let's murder her because I want to get her soul, you know. But she was I think you kind of like tried to get her to come on the mission actually.
I think I had a crush on her.
She'll say, "Well, it is interesting to see you all back again."
Oh yeah, she's French.
Oh no, she's German.
that's very
Hold on,
sexy.
wait. She's well, it is interesting to be seeing you back again.
That sounds right.
Do you take notes for yourself to know what kind of...
When I'm smart, I do. When I'm thinking ahead, I do.
Uh-huh.
So what is being known about what is being you are being sent on the mission, so what have you learned?
Yeah, we went to the primal shadows.
Oh. Kind of that does get a nod, and Ojanthro says, "You ventured into the first shadow."
Oh yeah, nothing to it.
Fascinating.
Yeah, it was quite a
We
time.
found out the form. Yeah.
I lost my hands and now they're all oozy.
Yeah.
Or Janthor just, and since he's just so much bigger than you, it's like giant head just comes in, this eye. Fascinating. Whoa, very strange.
Yeah, it's not great.
You think somebody could fix his hands, or
Hygareth,
They're just gonna be
Hygareth will
useful
look
to-
over and say, "Why would someone fix them? They seem to be functioning perfectly and perhaps have other benefits." She'll put a tiny little, claw and kind of like hit that, and they do kind of ripple. And she'll kind of with what is clearly a sort of an evil outlook on the world will say, "Fascinating."
I wonder if Thangard touches something with his hands, do they just get absorbed into it?
Tongart, you have been able to pick up food without issue. The food does not go into it, but you do... Tell you what, give me a...
Like a jello mold where like it's not just like quicksand, but if I push on it, it sinks in.
Give me a fine motor skills roll.
Oh.
Ah, Jesus. Okay.
Oh, is this not a good one for you? I'm sorry.
Sorry. Nothing.
What you're actually experiencing is a little bit of the like early Spider-Man, like things are adhering too much or slipping.
Oh.
You kind of
Sure,
it's
sure.
slippery when you don't want it. It's it's dry when you never. The point is, it's the hands are not perfect.
Sure.
Not perfect at the time, but you do get the sense that in time you're picking up that you're getting the hang of it.
Sure.
Like by the end of this meal, you're able to easily, move food into your mouth and be like, and stick and unstick. And kind of maybe what Hygareth was saying, there probably will be some benefits to, you may be able to, kind of, lengthen fingers a little or, kind
Sure.
of do some, you may have some, there may be some benefits.
Steady, Andrew. Steady.
But Ordranthros says, "So what is? Yes, please. What has been learned? Have you identified the fourth shadow?"
Yup.
Sure have.
Thangard?
Well,
I absolutely
Do we,
remember
tr-
his
do
name.
we trust? Do we trust these dragons?
Yep, sure. They gave us food.
All right, sounds good.
It's undead.
full-
I do
Right?
not-
the full shadow is undead.
That's right. It's it's a part of Ador that he sort of how to phrase this, like he sort of I think like killed it, a portion of himself so that it would be undead.
Lakessa, that ancient white dragon, she kind of leans in and says, "So you're saying it is not simply some roving specter, it is buried in the underworld. It is
Yeah, it was. That's what it was, right? Right, Thangard? Am I getting it right?
Yeah, I think that sounds about right.
That is why we are so stupid not to have seen it before." And Zayamal says, "You're right. He's the Shadow Master of the Soul. The last shadow is in his very departed soul. That will be difficult, but not impossible to venture to. Orgianthrar will say, "Well, this is very good information, my young friends. You have done something very impressive for dragons of your size and scale. As such, we would like to honor you.
Oh.
It is what we had discussed before, but I think you have now fully proven your capability. There are 4 shadows. We believe we know the location of 2 of them well, and 1 of them we think we know. With a little more time, we'll be certain. Your arrival has spurred us into action, and our agents across the plains are looking around for the locations of these echoes of Iador. If we strike together, simultaneous missions, now that the 4 of you, or the 5 of you are here, sorry, I didn't see the little one there, hello, now that the 5 of you have joined us, we have enough to attack, to go on the offensive. You are a team, you've worked together before, so the plan will be to send you all against one of these shadows. They will all be difficult, and I would urge you to not be too... It is likely that the humanoid shadow will be the easiest to destroy, but there may be... What we've learned of this humanoid shadow and its hiding... Its destruction will be all but guaranteed for any of us if there are you all going, or one of us, or... It wouldn't require more than one of us, but it will be costly. The destruction of this humanoid will cause great pain. It is a rather devious plan.
Oh, I thought you meant like money costly.
Oh, no, I mean in terms of... It is... one of us would take the hit and certainly survive. Dragons of your size should likely survive, but it is possible that one of the sort of... the death burst of this creature might be dangerous. The shadow dragon will be very difficult to fight. The shadow giant will be very difficult to fight, and entering the world of the dead, that will be very difficult indeed.
Do you know anything about the penumbra?
Hygareth will say, "You really are learning all sorts of interesting things, aren't you?" The penumbra. Well, yes, that is, Leave us, please. We have things to discuss, but we appreciate all of what you've done. And kind of the other dragons in will kind of they'll all sort of go, leaving just these 4 main worms and ancient dragons. What Orgianthrar will say, "The penumbra. You really did learn a great deal down in the first shadow."
I mean, learning is a strong word, but we heard the word.
The penumbra is the reason that a Shadow Master can have more than one shadow. It is a bit of light on the edge of shadow, one that links them together, a sort of negative aura. The stronger the penumbra, the more shapes the Shadow Master can have. That is our understanding, at least. That's what we've always believed. The penumbra of Iador is something that we had often thought that if we could but kill the shadow with the penumbra, it would be destroyed, but further research indicated, and a previous encounter indicated, that that is not the case. The penumbra's destruction does not prevent the others from, in time, burning into the penumbra, keeping one.
What if the penumbra was trapped in something?
Yeah, what value does a penumbra have?
Well, the penumbra could... The penumbra is a potent type of shadow magic. It is akin to whatever you saw in the first shadow, but it is a more advanced, sort of three-dimensional, adding sort of shape and light to what was once sort of pure black and light. Sort of the absence of light in its presence that the first shadow represented. It could be used for powerful things, but I don't believe it could be captured. It would be destroyed in the destruction of all of them at once. But if one of them survived, we do believe the penumbra might grow around it again. As such, my guess, if I had to put a guess on it, and I would have my fellows here weigh in, I would suspect the penumbra would be on the most inaccessible. On the soul that you have now uncovered for us. Hygareth will say, This is a silly, this is not being a very intelligent, sort of plan. It would certainly be on the most powerful, and that would be on the dragon shadow.
How many crystals did we have for capturing the...
You have 2 crystals for capturing. Zayamoth will say, both of those sound plausible, but part of me wonders if the penumbra might not be on the first form, on the giant. And then Lakessa will say, you're probably expecting me to say that it's on the humanoid, but I'm not going to. That's preposterous. It's certainly not on the humanoid.
Oh, I'm sure it's on the humanoid.
Oh, well then there you go. The point is, between the 3 that they've said, I could see anyone being the case.
I'm just asking, because we have a couple of crystals that can capture a penumbra after the shadow is dead.
You have crystals that can capture a penumbra?
Yeah.
Oh, once it has been destroyed.
Yeah.
What would someone want with that?
What would someone want with what? Well, the advantage of that would be if we could capture the penumbra, we could prevent that. If that would even, we should still attack them all, of course. But if we found one and other shadows escaped, if we had the penumbra, there would not be more shadows. It would be winnowed down to only that. They wouldn't reform more.
I see.
What would one want with a penumbra that they'd captured?
Yes.
Which would be an incredible spellcasting component. You could craft all sorts of defenses, or sort of could craft all manner of magic with such a thing.
Okay.
Very interesting things you've brought to us. Very interesting indeed. Hygareth will say, well, I mean, I don't think we need to not be certain of where the penumbra is, though many divinations have sort of, divinations are difficult to do about this. We could always use some higher level magics to sort of determine this information. The bigger ticket divinations. Even if it could not tell us what the penumbra is on, I bet it could tell us what the penumbra is not on.
Okay.
That sounds fun.
You say you have 2 of these crystals, yeah?
Yeah.
If we could eliminate 2 of the possibilities, then one team takes 1 crystal, and one team takes the other crystal. Then they are going against these two options.
That is very logical.
And it would be nice to have the penumbra captured in this way. Could do many interesting things with it. Yes. Well, then I think it is time for us to begin planning in earnest. My fellow dragons, heroes of Wyrmloth, do you have a preference as to which enemy you face? From what we've told you, none will be easy, but I do believe you as a team could attempt to, if you wish to claim to fight against one, we will honor your request. We and the other dragons can hopefully take the others. Or if you wish to split up and go to different dragons, you seem to work very well together, but...
I mean, if
whatever.
Buga wants to go somewhere else, that would work, but,
I think we should stay together,
Yeah.
I think...
including Buku.
As the bomb said, teamwork makes a dream.
But that's from.
Who said that? Yeah, anyway.
No.
Let's run up that, let's do some forecasts. Let's go ahead and,
Do some forecasts.
I like it when Ton Lasso
You
tells
wanna-
us phrases. I feel really inspired to be a better version of myself.
That has been the hope, but that has been the hope. guy-
But yeah, I feel like we should try to go for one that has the penumbra. I mean, considering...
you wish to face one of the shadows that has the penumbra on it?
Yes.
That would be great.
Just among us, without him, since or we could just let them get it. I mean, it doesn't have to be us. We just have the crystal. We just need to get the crystal back.
That's true.
XigXag, give me a read person. Although if you're terrible at that and you would rather do detect vibe, I would let you do that instead. But I think read person.
Is it that?
You have 3 in
intelligence
either
or-
one, so yeah, just do a 3. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not gonna go too well. I'm pretty sure. Oh, I got absolutely nothing.
Okay. Hygarath just sort of is kind of watching you all confer. And
We have
Orgianthra-
psychology.
Oh, you know what? Go ahead and do psychology. That would apply in this case.
That is double talisman.
Double talisman.
Oh, and double tome too.
Oh, you know what? The secrecy is gonna put it over the edge for you because she also rolled a double.
Yeah.
You think that Hygarath, based on how Hygarath was just talking, on the one hand, you're like, yeah, maybe they could do it. You suspect if Hygarath gets her hand on a crystal containing a penumbra, she is keeping a crystal containing a penumbra for her own ends.
That totally makes sense.
Because Hygarath and Lakessa are not good guys. All dragons are united, but they are like ready to like go. They would love to work this out so they can go continue doing their own cool things.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, we should go for the penumbra, wherever it is.
Oh, Perfect.
All right.
So
A level we're all in agreement.
So Orgianthrar will kind of nod at you all and say, well, if any of you are spellcasters or are sort of have divine powers of divination, these divinations that we will attempt now, we in fact have certain abilities in reserve. Ones that we have been waiting for and beginning to break out once we had more leads. You don't want to waste a question when you're not entirely certain of what the question should be, but now we know. So, I think it might behoove us to use these powerful divinatory rituals to determine the precise locations of all 4 shadows, and, if we can, the penumbra. Who among you can assist us in this, or do you wish to? Hygarath says, they have already done enough. If they would like to sit out, they're more than welcome to. Their assistance would be appreciated, but it is not required. Tongart, why don't you give me a read person on that one?
Sure. Let's see. I think I will choose to have a 3rd degree success in tome.
In tome. 3rd degree in tome. Again, that's secrecy. That's secrecy.
A secondary success in trope.
Oh, okay. It's accomplishment. That's good. You know, that 3rd degree success in tome is actually going to be, again, super useful because Hygareth had a 3rd degree success, but in coinage. And I will say the greed of Hygareth, because, you know, that last one is often supposed to be a negative thing. So Hygareth's greed will be your knowledge of secrecy will supersede her, you know, the tie will go to you because of what she rolled and what you rolled.
All right.
Yes. Hygareth is behaving now that this penumbra thing has been come up, and now that you guys have offered that you have these crystals that can capture a penumbra, because it is probably strategic and right for you to tell them that, so that if you don't determine which place it is, you can at least have the shot of getting 1 point. But you are getting the sense that Hygareth may not even want you involved in this divinatory process, so that she can, you know.
Yeah, no, we want to audit. We want to have a, you know, we want to be in the back room when it's happening. I understand, like, we want to be there where the sausage is made.
Understood.
You want to be in the room where it happens. I understand.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like that's just, you know.
Understood.
I mean, otherwise we don't have to give them out at all.
Yeah. Also, hello, Lord Buku. Welcome. Very brief mid-episode recap. We heroically have been saying that we think Jay Leno is not as funny as David Letterman. Like we're shocking people. That actually
Never been said before.
Was a substantial thing of how we made the brave take that David Letterman, pretty influential. But in any event, the brief recap is you guys rested for 24 hours, so you may recover 24 power. You handled a watch I rolled on your behalf. You have now traveled back to the Cave of the Haven, also a roll on your behalf, with your necklace. You have been given food and sort of, you know, once again, the dragons. You shared with them the location of the 4th shadow being in a soul. You also shared, perhaps you were like, maybe we should have held this part back, etc. You let them know that you have these crystals that can capture the penumbra. They were like, you guys know about penumbras? Crazy. They agree that capturing the penumbra would be a good thing because even if you don't kill all 4, if you get the penumbra, the other ones can't, like, respawn, sort of a thing. So it kind of, you could limit even if it's not a successful all-in-one go thing. So the plan is now to perform some powerful divinations using magic that these dragons have amassed over years. Now that you have a rough knowledge of what they are, they're going to lock down the exact locations of each shadow and which one has the penumbra, or at least which ones don't. Hygareth, the sort of evil German accented red dragon, thinks that she can at worst she can know that it's one of 2, and since you have 2 crystals, she's very happy to do that. And you guys are Buku, you'd know this as well just with your skills. She's like, she doesn't want you guys to work on this divination part. She clearly is trying to get that penumbra for her own stuff.
So we have to work on it.
That sounds suspect. It honestly sounds like something that, you know, even Alon could whip together an app to make that work instead, you know.
I'm just saying that we don't need to give them up. So if we're gonna like, we need to be part of the forecasting, you know.
True,
you know,
true.
I want to make sure. Yeah. Normally, I just let the bean counters, you know, handle that. But
normally, I'll let the bean counters handle that.
But I feel like this is like a strategic importance, and I want to see the deck.
All right. Well, on that subject,
Can we just take the other option, whatever one she wants to go on? We'll just say, okay, cool, switch, and just go there.
well, you certainly can attempt that when the time comes. For now, however, Orgianthrar is saying, like, if you guys want to participate, you certainly can. I would say that Tongart and Elon having some magic, I mean, all of you can help with this process, but if the two of you being able to do some spells, you can put some, like, power into this and just kind of, bump up the abilities. That being said, you do begin to get the sense that these dragons are, Orgianthrar was saying they're going to bust out some powerful stuff, and even though you are no longer have a Wyrmlothian level of avarice upon you, simply with your...
I mean, speak for yourself.
Yeah,
but...
well, fair enough, yes. No, now that you no longer are compelled to have a Wyrmlothian amount of avarice upon you, you dragons you all begin to smell or feel something. I would love for one of you to roll... I'm going to roll the big D20 again. I've been showing off the big D20, Jed, by the way.
That's nice.
Stuff, yeah. It's very fun to... it's also very fun to just, remove it from the... I will roll that because there will be 20 options per page, but would... You guys can either... I'll let Vanda do this. Vanda, you can either say one or two, or you can roll a dice and tell me if it's odd or even.
I roll.
Okay.
Let the dice speak. And it's dragon. So I guess it's a nat 20?
Nat 20, so it's even. Very good. All right. All right, then I'm going to roll this big one. And I rolled an 8. Okay, well that's literally about as good as it could be. I mean, it's what it's called. You all feel the presence of an artifact. The highest level of arcane relic. The most valuable thing. These dragons have gone into their hoard, and you sort of maybe hear Zeamoth saying, Are you certain that you're prepared to do this, Orgianthrar? And he says, we have more information to base this on than we've ever had. We all know it is a major sacrifice. And she says, but what you're sacrificing, this is perhaps too much. No, it is what is necessary. And what you see that he is producing is a massive sphere of jade carved with a dragon upon it. This is an orb of dragonkind. In some planes, this is a sort of incredibly powerful, item. That can, kind of make all dragons, like, it can summon all the dragons. And I think was this on Kryn? Is that where this was a big deal? Do we know which yes. thing? Yeah. In our world, it's just a super powerful sort of dragon thing, but all of you are, like, every dragon in the room is silent. And Hygareth is sort of saying, are you really going to do this, Orgianthrar? And he says, yes, I'm willing. It is important that we know. This gives us a shot. We must take everyone, and we'll all have to make sacrifices. This is mine. Zeamoth and Lakessa begin sort of arranging other things, and you notice a great deal of other wealth is being brought out. But Orgianthrar is sort of at the center holding this massive sphere. Lord Buku, you are an expert on arcane matters, are you not?
I am.
Okay. Give me, I think, you know what, you're still going to get 10 dice, but I think this really is going to be calculate and not analyze, based on sort of, as you're sort of seeing sort of numerically or kind of, translating things into sort of arcane value. So you will get your full arcana bonus on this, so this is going to be 10 dice, but you don't automatically change one after the fact. So go ahead and roll 10 d8 and see your highest match among them. And again, you can, you guys are pretty replenished, so if you want to spend any power on things, you're welcome to.
All right, hold on. just moved, so I'm virtualing it.
Oh yeah,
a little
virtual.
bit
Oh yeah,
different.
you gotta roll them all. Yeah, the matches is not so conducive to the virtual rolls. You really gotta, yeah.
Okay. All right. Triple tome.
Triple tome. That is probably the area that it would be best for, the knowledge and study. So
And then I get
triple.
up. Oh, the +5 just adds to the.
That
number
just
of
that
dice,
got you
right?
from a 6 to the maximum. So you can't go over 10. That's why you had 10. You would have had
Right,
11 if there
right.
wasn't a max. Yeah, wasn't a
How
cap.
much is it to reroll? Do I spend?
If you re-rolled, you have two options here. You could either you'd spend, if you want to keep those
3,
three
right?
dice, you could spend 6 total to re-roll, where it's 3 to re-roll and 1 each for each die you're going to not re-roll.
Got you.
Or you could spend 5
Yeah, I'll
to
do
make it
that.
a fourth. Yeah, go 6.
I'll do that.
Okay. So yeah, so basically roll 7 dice and hope you get some more 3s. That's what you're. Or,
Fifth degree success.
You're gonna roll. You're gonna roll. So you're
Fifth degree success in tome.
in tome. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
He did it. Wow. With a 5th degree success in tome, Lord Buku, you recognize the divination that these dragons are going to perform. It is basically the equivalent of. I mean, it's the kind of spell that Tongart has probably. I don't know if Ellen or Tongart have ever sort of cast the equivalent of like a commune or a or like a contact other plane. Although I guess Elon technically did last session when he talked to Henry. But sort of they're going to be, this is a divination like that, but it is of a much higher level. It's basically like the equivalent of like a 9th level, you know, like a 9th or even epic level like divination spell. A sort of it's a you think you've heard of, the references you've seen to the spell are simply the truth is what it is called. The purpose of this spell is that it's an unerring, certain knowledge that it grants you.
Oh.
And you can bolster it by making an offering, and you suddenly realize that Orgianthra's plan is to utilize this artifact, which the spell will consume, not destroy, but this artifact will be taken away from Orgianthra's horde in exchange for the knowledge that he is gaining from this.
Not worth it.
You want to tell him
I'd
that?
sacrifice.
You are welcome to. You're welcome to intercede, Elon, if you'd like. Hygareth looks like she's both shocked this is happening, but
I'll narrate the goings on of it,
Okay.
so everybody understands what's happening. The sacrifice being made.
And in fact, all of you with your ears, you even overhear Zeomoth saying, "It is not too late, of course, if you'd like to. We have many valuable things. This information may not quite be valuable enough for this sacrifice."
I mean, everybody's responsible for their own decisions, really.
I suppose that is true. Orgianthra says, "No, it is all right.
I mean, we don't want the government coming in and telling us.
Oh, well, I'm not really certain what that has to do with it, but I
So I'll talk. Afterwards we'll talk about roads and stuff. Okay, it'll be.
Do you know how much better the roads would be if everyone paid individually for their own road?
I'm so glad you picked that up.
Like, do you guys understand how much like better our city would be if everyone just paid for their own road and their own everything? It would actually be cheaper for everyone. The market would okay, never mind. Anyway, so perfect. Well, so Orgianthra is kind of looking very intense about this. Hygareth is saying, actually, wait, no, I have to roll for her. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to make a roll for her understanding something. Hygareth will say, Orgianthra, wait. I think that you are sacrificing too much. We do not need this much information. We already know so much. We roughly know the locations. This is so we can find the penumbra. This is so we can... And he says, this is so we can find all the things we don't know. This is so we will know the condition of each shadow. We will understand the difficulty, the location, the terrain. and we can best send out our forces to meet it.
Let's do it.
Here, 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 here.
And she says, but I just feel that this artifact you're sacrificing, it may be more worthwhile in our hands later. I think maybe you're giving away the future for an already uncertain present.
No, I think when the time comes, you gotta strike. You need to strike boldly, without regret. You need to, the time is here to disrupt. Disrupt the present,
You know what, Elon? Give me a persuasion on that.
Yes.
May I
add my disruption?
You know what? You very cleverly referred to disruption, so you may have your maximum 10 dice on this roll. I will also tell you, Elon, it is not Hygareth that you're trying to convince. She already has made her mind up. And Orgianthrar has also made up his mind, but... like, you all get the sense that, these dragons, they've been cooperating. If Zeomoth, Lakessa, and Hygareth all told Orgianthrar not to do this, he would probably acquiesce to them. He would say, okay, I won't. So who Elon is really trying to reach right now is Zeomoth, who is already inclined in an altruistic way. She is actually kind of on Hygareth's side already, thinking, you don't need to sacrifice this, like, this is too much. Lakessa, you're not sure what she's going to do. Let's see what.
No, I think that she wants to influence it. I think we'd.
Oh no! Yes. Hygareth definitely wants to influence it, but you're not sure Lakessa's. So you're trying to sway Lakessa.
Sorry,
and...
I'm trying to find the rest of my.
Oh, understood. You're trying to make it to 10d8 because there's so many.
Yeah. I'm looking at my. All right, I'm gonna have to re-roll.
Understood.
Wait, how's that? I can't really. Oh, I can roll 3 on a. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I just need one more. Hold on, one second. I know I have one of them in here. Yes. A little baby.
Adorable.
Woo! Quintuple talisman.
Whoa.
Quintuple talisman. And
That
talisman,
sounds disruptive.
when it comes to magic and recklessness,
Mm-hmm.
with a quintuple talisman, you say all of this, and Lakessa will sort of say, kind of just she'll kind of crate forward and say, the young dragon is right. Orgianthrar should do what he wishes with this, and we're not going to have another opportunity. If he's willing to make the sacrifice, I certainly am not going to stop him. We'll know what we're doing if we learn this. Zeomoth, you can tell, she just really cares about Orgianthrar. She's worried about him doing this, but she will look at Elon and say, you speak well.
I know.
She will smile at that and say, it is your decision, Orgianthrar. Hagar says, this is a mistake, and he says, no, Elon, whatever, I'm committed to this, but you have told me, yes, it is time. We will learn the truth at this cost, and the fates will reward us. We will know. So, Tongard and Elon, given the spell component being used here, you do not believe that you necessarily need to contribute to this plan.
No.
This is some high level stuff. So if you guys want to put some power into this spell to just kind of bring in your own arcane or divine magic,
I think I've done enough.
But
No,
Elon,
I think I've.
Elon's I've already fixed the situation. So yeah.
You're welcome.
Would that give us an in if
Yeah, I'll
like
help
Vanguard was in it? Like a more of an
I'm almost
insight?
happy to help.
Yep. That's true. That's Vanguard.
Okay. Well, Tongart.
Oh, Jed, though, while
yeah.
Philip ponders, I do need to tell you the most important part of the recap that you missed.
Oh.
Today, 2 years in, is the first time Andrew and Anna figured out what my character is based on.
Yes.
There was
The
a
rest of
Really?
it,
there was
yeah.
a big shock of like,
And
And it's only because it was laid out
No,
explicitly.
it was because no. It was because Pierce had told me. No. Pierce had told me who his character is based on last week, and it was the first time I realized I got the joke of the name.
Yeah.
you even so I am even surprised you didn't know who it was based on. But yeah, got it.
I know. Comprehension is not my strength.
That's great. Well, I mean, to be fair, I'm pretty sure it had to
took
be
you, like, 2
explicitly laid
months.
out for me, but yeah. That's pretty great, though.
Yeah. I think only because Pierce and I had been talking about that show so much. When I heard the name, I knew at the time.
Well, I feel like I also I told you I wanted to play a character based on.
Oh, you may have even done that. It was genuinely so many years ago. Who could possibly say?
Who knows?
Yeah.
3 seasons and 145 Emmys ago. For our show, I mean.
Okay. Well.
Sorry, Philip. Do you want me to roll something? I think.
Yes. Or I was gonna have yes. So if you're going to participate, if you sort of go down, it seems like Gareth is just gonna like. Actually, wait. Gareth is going to. She's still gonna participate in the casting of this because she's a powerful spellcaster and she's like spellcasting dragon. Like she's not gonna waste this, but she is clearly this is now going against plans she has had, and this is she's frustrated. Actually, Lord Buku or Tongart, you two can do this. Give me a read person on her.
Okay.
As and I guess, or anyone else who has like super high read person specifically. XigXag, I don't think this is a psychology thing. I think this is kind of more, emotional rather than cerebral. No, you could do a psychology if you want to. In other words, just not the Buteros.
Double tone.
Double tone. Okay.
So I just have a question, just because it's the first time it's ever come up.
Yeah.
Can I use my dragon die to change a pair into the missing thing for the straight and then reroll?
If you wanted
That's
to, you could use
interesting.
one of your things to turn it to a pair to reroll, spending 5 power to reroll instead of 3. You technically are welcome to do that.
No. What I mean is I have a dragon die. I have
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 6, 7. Could I turn one of those 6 into a 4 and have the full straight to then just reroll?
Yes, but you then can't use the dragon die again after rerolling. You've
Okay,
used
then
it
I'll
on the roll.
Sure, okay, that's fair. Then
Yeah.
I'll just have a 3rd degree success and trinket.
Understood. So you'll instead change it to a 3rd degree rather than the thing. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I have
Hold on,
a
you do
double
it.
weapon in psychology.
Okay. So with the doubles, those of you who had a double success, Lord Buku and XigXag, you definitely think Gareth, has some plans and has some sort of stuff, and she's just frustrated by this. But whatever her plans are, she's gonna have to pivot. She's not, if perhaps she was trying to get her hands on this thing later. Perhaps she was just whatever. Tongart, you think that you suspect that there may be a sub thing here of a 3rd degree you had. Hold on, I'm rolling for her. Sorry. I've been rolling her deceptions against you, and typically I don't do opposed, but for her I'm going to. You know what? Nope, that's a straight. Never mind. I thought she nearly didn't roll a straight, and she wasn't gonna get, but she gets a reroll. Here we go. Ooh, but it's not great. Secondary success. Yes, Tongart, I think you're gonna see through a little bit of what she's up to. She clearly has that she also had designs of this. She had other plans, but ever since this talk of a penumbra came in, she now doesn't want this divination to go too well. She wanted there to be some uncertainty where it was, so she could wind up with a crystal and go and, you know, she wanted to maybe have it. She wanted to maybe get this just of her own volition. And I don't think you guys have revealed that you've already promised this penumbra to someone.
No, we have not.
Yeah, okay.
No.
Okay. So with
Honestly,
that...
who knows if we'll fall through on that.
Yeah. Because are we going to give it to someone?
Maybe.
I feel like we might need that when we go to fight Iador. We can give it him after.
Buku doesn't remember.
Well, you were asleep during that whole negotiation.
Well, that sounds right. That sounds right.
The question is, what can Henry give us in exchange?
He gave you it already. He gave you your bodies back.
Yeah,
He gave you not being
already
trapped.
have-
And then he threw a crown of the thing on top. Shishu,
but
are you still wearing that, by the way? Are you still wearing... Oh, yeah. You didn't get the recap from last session. Short version is Henry Lovestone showed up and turned you guys back into the... Elon made a deal with him. So he turned you back into the dragons. He gave you this thing so you could find the penumbra. You could capture that for him so he could use it as a spell casting. Like, he could use it for a spell. That was the deal. And he kind of did it in a way of like... This is my best chance of getting something out of this, because if I send them off on a different mission, I'm never hearing anything from them again. If I have them do something they're already doing and just do a sub thing for me, maybe I'll get something out of it. That was his read. But then after he did that, and after he's now just hoping you show up and do what you've said to do, he has no way to enforce it, no way to whatever. Elon goes, "Can we have another present?" And he was like, oh, and Elon rolled high enough that Henry's like, all right. And so the random item he got is called the Crown of the Forest. It's a floral wreath around your head and he told them this. It's a great item. The power of this item is when you put this in, you automatically fail all intelligence saving throws to determine if something is an illusion.
I'm definitely still wearing it.
Yes. So Shishu put it on and started tripping out in the horde of Hecatoline, like, oh my God, this place is crazy, you know? Yeah.
That's right. I forgot about it.
So if you're still wearing that, if you're still wearing
having
that,
a double rainbow moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're still wearing that,
So beautiful.
Double ring.
double rainbow moment. All right, so
Fantastic.
That's why she's been so quiet this whole time. She's just tripping out.
Tripping balls, man.
Like,
Yeah.
Wonderful. So,
I'm expanding my consciousness.
with that, as Shishu's tripping out, as you guys kind of have this insane, Tongart, yes, you're going to participate. I would, the best you could probably do here. No, I'm going to take that back, Tongart. You basically are you're kind of like a cleric dragon, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I forgot to do something before the episode today. We're maybe going to do it at the end here. Okay, Tongart. Go ahead. And you have so much power, it doesn't matter for you. I think it would cost you 15 power. But you could basically attempt a divine intervention to the furtive breath itself.
Oh.
If you'd like to. Rather than being I know that for most clerics, that's just like a thing you get to try and do.
Yeah.
But I think for you, this will be a thing that you can simply, just attempt it.
Yeah.
So
Let's do it.
Go ahead and do that, and then give me a spell casting roll.
Oh. Do I have a spell casting?
Don't you do magic? Don't you roll for your magics?
No, we don't really ever have me do that. I just spend power to like remove conditions. And things like that.
Well, it's just your will.
Okay. Well, and can I add my furtive breath to that?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna put a spell casting. Hold on, let me look at what I gave. You also get a bonus to that. You'd get at least a die on that. Yeah, you're gonna have 6 HD in that for sure.
Okay. So 6 plus 2, 4, 6 plus 3, 9.
Hey, it's pretty good.
I'm gonna be incredible. I would be the only person who could roll 9 d8s and not have a match.
Yeah, somehow.
Let's see.
Somehow it didn't work.
Reroll.
Yeah,
The ninth one is just on its edge.
exactly.
Like,
Well, I have 3 pairs. It's just sort of.
Bummer. You could
bummer.
you could just spend 3 power and just, try the whole
I
thing
may.
again.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, that was a good call. Thanks, Philip. That's a quadruple success in artwork.
Quadruple success. So, your divine intervention will work. And though kind of will, obviously, the sort of stuff they're doing, he's putting this artifact in, he's going to gain the truth from this. I'm going to say that Tongart, your divine intervention, your sort of divine magic that you're putting onto this, is going to kind of be the thing that will tip it over the edge with your 4th degree success. And as the information begins to sort of bloom in front of you in these Shishu, it is, I guess because it is kind of like some sort of divinatory thing, it maybe looks like illusions, so this will be a real tripping out moment for you. As sort of Orgianthra are in kind of this ancient, it's, you all understand draconic, but he's speaking this very ancient version, is kind of, powers that be, fates of old, edges of the universe, knowers of all things, tell us the truth. Tell us where each of the shadows of Iador, Shadow Master of the Soul, can be found, the defenses they have, and which is the primary bearer of the penumbra. And there's this, crack.
I'm into it.
There's this crack of just, the whole room shakes and all this stuff glows. And, he kind of, he lets go of the orb. And you do see, reality sort of split forth ahead of you all. Shishu, it is very, very dazzling for you, automatically failing these illusions of this stuff,
She's just weeping.
All right. It's interesting because
Yeah, no, I'm so I love dinner theater, so
so what is shown to you dragons at this time are these shadows. The first shadow is that of a dragon, a shadow stolen from your form. There are no words, it is simply images, and yet you all understand the truth of this. The dragon in question is hidden in a deep cave within the world of Paracelsum, another material plane. This is a cave that, though dragons can certainly well navigate, sweeping through, it is not going to be an easy cave for someone where it is not your home turf. There are many wild turns and twists, and you can get a sense of all the traps that will be within there. In other words, it is kind of navigating yourself to the fight will be half of it. But this is not the dragon, or this is not the shadow with the penumbra upon it. The next shadow you see is an immaterial soul down in the world of the dead. It is in a deep pit, surrounded by despairing souls. Crossing through them requires incredible willpower. It is so difficult to make yourself move through these souls that are lost to memory and time, the unnamed forgotten dead. Again, simply reaching your foe in a world like this will be impossible. And yet this is not the source of the penumbra either.
interesting.
The next shadow you witness is a humanoid shadow in a realm that causes each of your blood to reflexively boil. A humanoid from Vulcrum. A humanoid that very well may have been fomenting the Grim Hunt itself. Iador, in the interest of keeping things the way they are might have... You get the sense that there is a palace of great power where this shadow dwells in Fulcrum. This humanoid who has been working against dragonkind this whole time, reaping the benefits of the dead dragon's hordes that now go to him. He sent the Grim Hunt after you from this palace, and you are shown that to breach this palace, to defeat, it's the most sword and sorcery nonsense. It's like a palace on like a huge craggy hill, and once you breach its gates, within it there are such powerful ancient blood magics that when this humanoid shadow is destroyed, you will all suffer tremendous damage yourselves. It is a sort of mutual destructive pact, cast by a shadow who has no fear, for he knows there are 4 more. You could never get them all at one time. The humanoid of Fulcrum, your truest foe. And yet this is not the source of the penumbra.
Yes, I knew it.
Rats.
The last...
This is least likely.
The last
What's their
shadow...
name? It's not Bjorn. Because Bjorn is dead.
It isn't... Oh, no, from the... No, it's not Bjorn. Yeah, no, Bjorn got his neck broken. No, this is far from those hordes. Those were the survivors. This is like a king in a far-off palace of Fulcrum. But that is not the source. No, the penumbra you all see beginning to glow on a massive giant, a scale the likes of which you have never seen.
Oh, goodness.
A giant far larger than even the great worms who fight with you now.
Oh, come on.
That is the source of the penumbra.
Oh. Oh.
You can almost feel the ground shaking as you witness this sleeping giant beginning to wake. And then you can actually feel the ground shaking, because this sleeping giant is here on the elemental plane of Earth, under the Plate of 1,000 Strikes. Iador seems to realize someone has found that glow. A penumbra that on some level you all flew over when you were on that very plate. The sort of electric ozone glow, that was part of it coming up. This cave of the Haven begins to shake.
Uh-oh.
The shadow of Iador, the giant shadow, the true form, and the one that still bears the penumbra, is beginning to awaken. Orgianthror. You say dibs?
Yes.
Orgianthror says, he's been so close the whole time. He's already...
all along.
The call is coming from inside.
The call is the giant is coming from inside the house. So with that, as the dragons begin to try to determine, now there is not a simple ability to kind of you can perhaps those of you who go other places, but it seems an attack from one of these shadows is about to happen, which means one of these fights will need to happen soon. And you could simply go after this and hope you can defeat the penumbra, but there's a danger that if you don't win this fight, those other shadows will simply gain the penumbra and split off, and all this knowledge, all that has been spent on this, will be lost. So as Orgianthror is kind of considering this and saying, we must strike now, I think that is where we're going to end this episode.
All right.
I will, however, suggest you all kind of think on... Am I right in assuming that you are going to say shotgun giant? I mean, you guys said dibs, so that is your...
Yes.
You are going...
Yeah. These are the... They can go... They should go off and go do the other ones.
Go the other ones. You really don't want to go after the Fulcrum one?
I sort of do.
I mean, we really do, but also now we have the...
Go into the self-destructing palace.
I mean, I really do. I was really hoping the
nuclear equivalency.
We don't have to honor our deal. I mean...
Wow.
Why start now?
I mean, when have we ever... We should just leverage it. We should. I mean, really, what we should have done is negotiated with the evil dragon to give it to her for more stuff.
There you go.
That's keep it rolling.
There you go. So,
Or keep
an
it
interesting
for
situation.
ourselves and become powerful.
Or just keep it yourselves and figure out what to do with it. However, dragons, that's the bad news. The good news is I did forget to do something. You, upon reaching here with the information and that 24 hours of sleep, you have sort of leveled up once more. You are all
Oh my God.
Ooh.
for this final fight, because whatever fight this is, once we are in our end game now, my friends.
Yes.
And what does that mean?
Well, we'll probably do that off stream. But this is sort of a bigger one. So basically what you can do here is you will gain I'm going to give you all 3 dice each that you can either put as dice at the top of like to upgrade an entire ability score, and we can do this next time we play if you don't want to do it now, and so that will add 1 to everything under it if you've like upgraded those, or you can add a dragon die to, and you can also mix and match. So it's either each one of these dice represents 1 overall improvement to an ability, or a new dragon die and a new skill, a new thing that you can always change 1 upon rolling, which is arguably the more powerful ability than an extra die, because it's a guarantee. So you'll each get 3 of those, and regardless of that, is everyone's hit point max 42?
Yeah.
Okay, your
Or
hit point
power?
max is now. Everyone's hit point max should now be 48.
You mean power?
Power. Yes, sorry.
Okay, good.
So you may all gain. You can all go up to 48 and gain 48 right now. If you are, if you're lower than max, you just gain 6 basically.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, but there you go.
Love.
And if you have any questions about what to do, we can also totally do that later on. But that's all we'll say on stream. I will, however, say to everyone, all our viewers, unfortunate announcement. So I do have some kind of like family stuff going on, some unfortunate stuff. So our streams for the next couple weeks are going to be a little more intermittent, and I might have to do some like day of announcements. I'm going to be out of town for a while, but I can still stream from there. But there's just going to be a little uncertainty about how this is going to go. We will not have a game tomorrow night because I will be on a flight, or we'll be just getting off a flight by the time we would stream. Wednesday is very questionable. We will definitely play if I'm able to, but we probably won't. Schedule stuff is still getting figured out. Friday, I think that one I'm pretty hopeful we can. I don't see reasons I couldn't do this coming Friday. A week from tonight is a little questionable just because I'll be gone, and we may have some players out as well, but we'll let you know about that and the Sunday after that. But basically, just bear with me. There's going to be some weeks of
this
not games.
lack of this seeming death of the channel has nothing to do with our earlier comments about Jay Leno and David Letterman and the support of CBS and NBC.
I've actually
Never,
been getting.
they're listening.
I've been getting some texts. I've been really getting some texts
man.
from some pretty frustrated texts from weirdly Carson Daly. He's been like, why have I not been name checked in all of this? That was his question.
Hey,
And
what
he-
about the guy with the triangle head?
The guy
Who
with
was
the
that?
triangle head?
Conan?
No,
Dick
black
Cavett?
guy. Black guy.
Dick
Who
Cavett.
was the show, had a talk show for a while.
Arsenio
I have
Fish
Hall?
no
Fish
idea
Arsenio
who you're
Hall.
talking about.
Arsenio Hall?
Arsenio?
Arsenio Hall, yes.
The
Triangle head.
head?
Classic triangle head.
Well,
He did kind of
On
have a
that-
head like this.
on that note,
The
Uh,
most identifiable feature. Triangle head.
that's what I've always thought.
It's really his hair more than his head.
It worked with his chin. It
Oh.
all started with his chin.
I
and then
think
it
Thank
just
you,
you're
Vanda.
all
went like
going to be in the dog pound.
That's great.
I
Well,
see
in any
it.
case,
I
yes.
see
So
it.
thank you for watching our last ever stream. We do appreciate it. This has been great. So yeah, so I'm not totally sure about our schedule. We'll try to be here. Hopefully, I'll be back on Friday. We'll see some stuff here. But just we'll let you know on the Discord. You can go there to interact with us. I'll try to keep people informed there. You can go to our YouTube to watch older episodes, and you can go to our wiki to see how these things intersect. I think Sophia's been putting on some stuff from Wild Beyond the Witchlight, which is pretty fun. So check that out. So with that, I want to say thank you. Oh, what am I doing? This is one where you people actually do stuff and have stuff to talk about. So thanks everyone in chat for being here, but as for you players, so many of our games, I'm like, I still try to do like, anybody want to say anything? Nope. Okay. But yeah, you guys have active online personas and you do interesting things. So like such as in, for instance, Andrew.
So come and tune in on Tuesday at 10:30.
Sure.
All right, Tuesday at 10:30 as we schedule it live. Pierce and I are gonna be streaming That's Not My Neighbor, a puzzle game about doppelgangers. We just finished Thank Goodness You're Here, which, by the way, Anna, you must play. It's one of the funniest and craziest and most interesting games I've ever played, and our friend Felix had a hand in making it. So it is lovely. Go check that out. And then on Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. Pacific, here on Twitch at Andrew Is Trying, as you can see here.
Other side. There we go.
There you go.
That one.
You can watch Pierce and I stream and talk about the games industry, and we're gonna get Jed in here as soon as possible.
And we will make equally controversial opinions, such as
be like,
Naughty Dog makes cinematic video games. I said it.
I know, it's crazy.
Some of these games are really like movies these
Studios
days.
really want to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna say it. I'm actually gonna have the balls to say something. I know this isn't in my area, but I know one thing. And I'm gonna say something, and no one has ever said this, and I don't care. We've already burned down the house with our Jay Leno comments. You know what? Crunch is problematic. Crunch is a problematic process.
Oh my god!
I'm just gonna say it.
I still have to work in this industry.
Sorry, I did that. Sorry, I burned all those bridges.
Yep.
Jesus.
I just got fired.
Sorry,
Thank
guys.
you.
Oh wait, they're canceling Twitch. It's not just our channel. That just shut down Twitch.
I don't feel comfortable being seen with
I
these
understand.
people.
You shouldn't be. I still have to work in this industry.
But yeah, that's the streaming I'll be doing. We'll be with Andrew this week. But I will add for this. I can't actually connect why this one fits to me, but it just felt so correct at the end of this, and I don't know exactly why. But I'm recommend Richard Kelly's The Box with Cameron Diaz and James Marsden and Frank Langella, I think.
I have seen that film.
Wow.
Yeah.
It is probably the most comprehensible Richard Kelly movie.
That's probably the case.
But it's a pretty solid little thriller about, I don't know why, maybe something about the divination at the end, but for whatever reason, when I started to think about today's session, The Box, and if you haven't seen it, is basically a movie where a couple is given a box, they can press it and get a bunch of money, but someone in the world that they don't know will die.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Never saw that, but I remember it.
It's pretty solid.
Stressful.
And if you don't think it's weird enough, it is a Richard Kelly movie. It will get weirder before it's done.
There you go.
If that just seems like a simple enough, like Twilight Zone premise for you, don't worry. It's gonna get weirder.
You're like, I feel like I've seen that kind of movie. Not that. It's also like set in the 70s for no reason, right?
Yeah, just cause.
All right.
But yeah, that's what I got for you this week.
Very good.
Anna?
Oh, please
yeah.
pre-order Eat Happy Italian. It drops in 3 weeks.
And wait.
And thank you, Vanda. And Vanda has pre-ordered, and also she entered her receipt to get the killer bonus recipes.
Yes, and I already cooked 2 of them.
Yes.
Wow.
Awesome.
I am headed to New York and Boston to go open up Food Town and Roche Brothers. We got our sauces on the shelves there.
Awesome.
So I'm going to go demo, and I'll put up my schedule because I hope that people will come out and hang out. I hang out in grocery stores, and I'll be honest with you, they're very fun places to hang out. You didn't know that, did you? But they are.
And there is always food.
And there's always food, which
Probably
is the
what
most
makes them. Probably what makes them fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jed,
there's a lot
what's going
of
on with
dangerous
you?
use though.
Nothing's really going on with me. I spent the last week moving, and now I'm getting ready for Wasteland next week. So
Is that
my
background
primary focus.
your background? Or
this is literally where I'm at right now.
It's real.
I was going to say,
It's
did
reality.
you move and put your books in that nice shelf?
Yep, did it in like a day. No. So I am renting my place from my cousin who cool thing. Her 2 kids and her husband, they're taking a trip around the world.
Wow.
For like a 9-month trip around the world. So they've been gone for 3 or 4 months. The person they had that was going to live here kind of backed out, so I'm going to stay here till February or so. Great. And then find another place after that. But yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was one of those fancy Zoom backgrounds. But
it is.
No, that's real.
Exactly.
That's real.
Well.
No, I'll have your book in the window next time. Don't worry.
Oh my God, thank you.
I just have to dig it out of storage at this point, but yeah, I'll pull it and put it in there.
Thank you so
much. I'll get the new one. And put that in the window. That's the plan.
Happy Italian, and then all your problems will magically be solved.
Perfect plan. And everybody else out there should do the same.
Exactly.
I think that's true. I can't think of many problems I wouldn't feel better about after having like a plate of pasta.
I mean, it is a low-carb book, so you would have to just make the pasta on your own.
Sure.
But every recipe's delicious.
Are there do people still say zoodles?
I don't. If you want to get punched in the face, you can say zoodles.
I remember somebody said zoodles
don't say
to
that
me.
In mixed company.
And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And they were like, they kept saying zoodles to me like it was like a thing, and I just had no idea what they were talking about.
No, we just say zucchini. I say all the syllables.
Just zucchini, yeah, whatever.
Or just replace pasta with cauliflower, and there you go.
Yeah, or spaghetti squash.
Wait, is zoodles zucchini?
It's zucchini noodles.
Yes, zucchini noodles. You just like.
I almost feel worse for asking. Oh.
Well, you can do. There is that squash, spaghetti squash.
Spaghetti squash.
Yeah, spaghetti squash.
That type of things.
Yeah.
You mean spaghetti?
Come true.
Spaghetti. Yeah.
Oh, before we end, recommendation from me.
Yes, I was about to ask.
You guys already know it. For the listeners, Apple TV, new season of Slow Horses.
Yeah.
And Bad Monkey. If you want crazy, funny California man, Bad Monkey is just thing.
There you go. Crazy, funny California man. Well, on that note, thank you all for watching. I'll be back as soon as I can. And appreciate you being here. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing these dragons tell 4 great worms. You guys go handle that other stuff. We'll take on this giant the size of this place. Yeah, that sounds good. Guys, thank you so much. Fun times.
Okay.
We'll see you as soon as we can.
Find a vulnerable point spot.
Exactly. It'll really feel like a video game. Actually, it'll be like you have to dodge the rocks they throw, and then once he's dizzy, just jump on his head.
Shadow of the Colossus. We gotta climb him.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. All right. So
perfect.
In any case, thank you all for watching. Until next time, you may be bigger dragons, but like Qui-Gon said, but with fish, there's always a bigger dragon.
To fry?
Huh?